Hi everybody. So I've been wanting to record this for a little while now, but I was waiting for everything to arrive in the post. So here it is. Here is the Mind race vest, and I've also got an information pack as well, which is just here. And it's just been really, really fascinating to spend the last half an hour or so going through all the documentation and just reminding myself of why I said yes to this charity when it came to choosing a charity to support, or rather when they chose to get in contact with me, and me thinking and reflecting on whether I wanted to do it. And of course it was an instant yes. And the more I find out about Mind and the work they do, because even though I was fully aware of who they were, sometimes it's not until you dig a little bit deeper that you start to get a better understanding of exactly what they offer and who they support and the amount of people they support. Because it's very easy sometimes just to think, well, I'm sure it affects a couple of people but maybe not me, and so therefore it's sort of out of sight, out of mind. But I start to read through this pack here and it says 65,000 queries answered by our helplines. 1 in 4 face a mental health problem. 460,000 people took the free mental health information booklets that were available in their local Mind and charity shops, which is really interesting. They've got 27,000 people in the Ellie Friends community. So it's a safe virtual world where you can give and receive support. So I'm actually going to dig a bit deeper into that because that's something that's new to me. I didn't see that as part of my research, but I'll certainly be looking to find out a little bit more information. And just talks about how the fundraising helps. So £8 could offer a lifeline to someone in desperate need of support by letting the Mind Info Line team answer their call. £15 to help us campaign for better access to talking therapies, crisis care and other essential mental health services. And £21 to keep the Ellie Friends online support community running for an hour. So I'm again, like I say, intrigued to find out a little bit more about that. And for me, you know, when you think about mental health, I think sometimes it's very easy to lock on to those key sort of mental health areas, if you like. But then I start to look on the website, and we've got anything from anger to anxiety and panic attacks, bipolar disorder, body dysmorphia, borderline personality disorder, depression, drugs, recreational and alcohol, eating problems, hearing voices, loneliness. I mean, what a big one that is, loneliness, especially I think in the older communities. And as we're starting to live longer as a society, you know, these things have to be factored in, that actually that could become one of the biggest. Now I don't know if it actually is the biggest. I haven't done enough research to be able to give an answer on that, but as an example, you know, if it's not, let's consider the future and what it might look like. OCD, panic attacks, paranoia, personality disorders, phobias, postnatal depression, PTSD, psychosis, schizophrenia, self-esteem, self-harm, sleep problems, stress, suicidal feelings. There are so many types of mental health concerns that we should just be more aware of, because when we look at the data that 1 in 4 has or is suffering from or may suffer from a mental health concern, it's just important to have that awareness and be empathetic and be mindful that if you are somebody who's fortunate enough to have not experienced those things, that there's a great number of people who are experiencing it, have or will experience it. So for me, being able to support Mind is so important, and I'm so thrilled that my first marathon is going to be partnered by raising some money. There is a link in the bio below. I'm just going to leave that there moving forward until the marathon happens. Of course I will promote it and I will, you know, put reminders in, but this is something that I want people to feel passionate about supporting. And you know, every penny, every pound, everything counts. And actually, even just to have a hand to support somebody else is actually what it's all about. So I'll leave it down there. I've put a goal of £1,000. I wanted to just set something that was meaningful. To me, I feel like £1,000 is achievable, and I will do various things throughout the year to raise additional funds. But it's a great start already on the page, and I truly cannot express enough how appreciative I am of the people that have already come out this early on to support me. I will, of course, be doing the marathon, and I will do the very best that I can for the charity and for myself. But there's obviously a lot for me to learn about working in education. I'm starting to see, and I have seen, especially over the last couple of years, this increase in mental health issues with younger children, not teenagers, younger than that even. And I'm seeing also the impact on them who have parents that are also suffering as well. So all of these things kind of come full circle, and I want to get involved more in the education side of things. I don't know if there's a huge amount out there with Mind, at least, down the educational route, but I certainly want to be available. And because I work in education, I feel like I'm coming from kind of, if you like, inside that circle, and to be able to just be a little bit more knowledgeable and to come from a place of understanding and to just know a few more facts, some figures, read some documentation, start to build a bigger network of people working within Mind and who are supporting Mind and who are running for Mind and who are raising funds for Mind. I think it's just going to help me as a person grow, and it's going to fulfill me even more. And so, as I say, they've chosen me, I've chosen them, we've chosen each other to run the marathon, and I'm absolutely delighted. So throughout the next few months, I will drop in more information. At the end of this short section of me talking, I'm going to put some facts and figures up on the screen with a little bit of music. Please take time just to watch. I won't keep it going for too long, but I just think it's important sometimes just to take a moment and absorb the facts that are out there, because sometimes it's not until you read it, see it or hear it that it does hit home. But like I say, if we can all just do a little something to help the people around us, a neighbour, a friend, family, partners, and that's just giving of your time, and everybody has got time to give, especially for those they love and those who they don't yet know but will know in the future. And so I just implore you to take a little bit of time out of your day to be available to others and be approachable, and just show some gratitude towards people in the community who are there for others, and recognise everything they do to make the world a better place. So, Mind, I'm running for you, I'm supporting you, much love, and here is to the journey for the Brighton Marathon 2019. Thank you so much for watching. Here are a couple of facts and figures about Mind and all the work they do. Thanks everybody for watching this video to the end. I've just put everything together, and I've come across a news article that was written not so long ago, and it's statistics to get you thinking about mental health in young people. And I mentioned it briefly at the start of my video about working in education and seeing that there is this growing epidemic that I'm just noticing on a day-to-day basis. And here's just a little snapshot. I thought I'd just record this video because it's kind of struck me as I'm reading it, and I thought it would be better to just read it to you rather than put it up on the screen. But 16 million people in the UK experience a mental illness. 1 in 4 adults will experience mental illness at some point each year. We've touched on that. But then this bit. 3 in 4 mental illnesses start in childhood. 75% of mental illnesses start before a child reaches their 18th birthday. While 50% of mental health problems in adult life, excluding dementia, take root before the age of 15. 10% of school children have a diagnosable mental illness. In an average class of 30 young people, 3 will have a mental health problem. Figures show that 10% of children aged 5 to 16 have been diagnosed with a mental health problem. 75% of young people with a mental health problem are not receiving treatment. Now, of course, the support of charities like mine help to close that gap, but they are separate. They're separate charities, and there's only so much they can do. There's only so much capacity they have. This is a tough one. Suicide is the biggest killer of young people in the UK. Suicide is a leading cause of death in young men and women aged 20 to 34. The latest figures from the Office of National Statistics reveal that the number of young suicides each year is greater than it has been for the past 10 years. It's just these things worth thinking about, isn't it? Like I said, I just wanted to drop this in as an extra video on the end. And 56% believe that anyone their age diagnosed with a mental illness would be treated differently, and 55% believe they would lose friends. That's in young people. They think that there would be alienation and isolation in sharing this with others. More than half of young people feel embarrassed about mental illness. 51% of young people believe that anyone their age should and would feel embarrassed. Oh dear. Just, when you read something, just took it all in and thought, I've got to put this together as a video. So thank you for sticking out to the end. I hope you found it of some value, and like I say, I just feel like the more I dig deeper, and I mentioned at the start, digging deeper, the more I do this, the more I'm going to learn how important what I am doing is. And I still really, really, really want to find an avenue to support young people. I know mine does some really, really valuable work, and I've reached out to them about how they support the youth, and I'm talking about not young adults, but before that, you heard the statistics there. I look forward to hearing back from them about how I can best support them. I work in education. I see it on a day-to-day basis. We'll just see. Anyway, quite a long vid for today, but thank you so much. I wanted to put together a dedicated video, as I mentioned before. Thank you again.